In the wild heart of the Masai Mara, where lion roars echo across endless plains, an unexpected bond was forged between a man and a beast. A tale of rescue, gratitude, and the silent connection between humanity and nature. This is the story of David Turner and Kovu, the lion with a scar. David Turner was born and raised in a small town in Colorado, USA. In his early childhood memories, towering pine forests, cool mountain streams, and the rumbling roar of thunder in summer storms shaped his endless love for wild nature. At just 6 years old, David cried all day after seeing a small owl caught in a trap. He brought it home, bandaged its broken wing, and cared for it until it could fly back to the sky. As he grew up, David chose a path many deemed too dangerous. He pursued a degree in wildlife biology and nature conservation. Graduating with honors, he landed a job at the Denver Zoo, where he cared for hundreds of animal species. The experience taught him not only animal behavior but also how to stay calm in emergencies, an essential foundation for the challenges that lay ahead. But despite his stable job, David's heart longed for the rawness of untamed wilderness. Soon, he volunteered for an international conservation program and was accepted into the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya, one of the most iconic wildlife regions in the world. From the moment he arrived, David was overwhelmed by the majestic beauty and brutal intensity of Masai Mara. Endless grasslands, herds of antelopes leaping at sunset, and the powerful roar of lions shaking the air stirred something deep in his soul. He knew instantly this was where he truly belonged. Life as a ranger here was no easy feat. In addition to patrolling and stopping poachers, David had to track and study the behavior of endangered species like elephants, rhinos, and lions. The weather was harsh, scorching sun by day, freezing cold at night. But David never complained. He spent hours each day quietly observing animals and recording their habits. He quickly bonded with the local rangers, learned basic Swahili, and became a beloved part of the Masai Mara family. One day during the previous dry season, David found a severely injured male lion after it had been attacked by a pack of hyenas. The animal was torn and bleeding, especially around its neck. While others might have left it to fate, David sedated it and brought it to a rescue station nearby. Over the next 3 months, he worked closely with vets to heal the lion's wounds and named it Kovu, which means scar in Swahili. When the lion was strong enough, David personally drove it back into the wild. Before disappearing into the golden grasses, Kovu looked back at David, a moment he would never forget, not knowing it would one day save his life. Months passed. One early morning during the rainy season, David was preparing for his regular patrol when he received word that his patrol partner had been hospitalized due to food poisoning. Knowing the patrol couldn't wait, especially in an area with suspected poacher activity, David chose to go alone. He packed water, dried food, a radio, a multi-tool, and his tranquilizer rifle. His off-road vehicle creaked through rough trails under the scorching sun. As he passed a dense thicket, David spotted an unmarked truck parked suspiciously among the bushes. Unease crept over him. He pulled over, carefully used his binoculars, and seeing no immediate threat, stepped out with caution and approached. When he asked to inspect the truck's cargo, the 2 men inside gave him a cold stare but opened the back. What David saw made his stomach drop. A young rhino, tightly chained, shaking in fear. Just as he reached for his radio, the men ambushed him. They overpowered him and tied him up against a large tree nearby. "You won't get away with this," David warned. But they only sneered, jumped in the truck, and vanished in a cloud of dust. Alone in the blazing sun, David fought against the ropes, but they were too tight. Sweat poured down his face, his wrists were bleeding, and his strength was fading. Hours passed. He drifted in and out of consciousness. Suddenly, low growls echoed in the distance. David forced his eyes open. A pride of lionesses was slowly approaching. Panic surged through his body. He froze, helpless. But then, something unexpected happened. The lionesses parted. A massive male lion stepped forward. David's breath caught in his throat. The lion stared at him with piercing eyes. Yet it didn't attack. Instead, it slowly moved closer and began scratching at the rope around David's wrists. David blinked. A scar, a deep scar on the lion's neck. Kovu. It was him, the same lion David had once rescued. And now Kovu had returned. Kovu tugged and clawed at the rope with determination. Inch by inch it began to tear. David, trembling, pulled hard, and the rope snapped. He was free. Overwhelmed, David threw his arms around Kovu's massive neck. The lion let out a soft growl, as if answering, "You're safe now." Gathering his remaining strength, David ran back to his vehicle and turned on the radio to call for backup. He gave them the location of the poachers and the kidnapped rhino. A swift response team was deployed immediately. Within 2 hours, authorities spotted the suspicious truck on the reserve's edge. A short chase ensued. The poachers were arrested, and the rhino, though shaken, was safely rescued. Vets examined it and confirmed it would recover fully. David returned to headquarters and was met with hugs and astonished looks from his team. No one could believe what they heard. A lion had saved a human? A ranger saved by the very animal he once helped? That evening, back at his small house at the reserve's edge, David lay on his hammock, a soft melody playing from his radio. Outside, the African sky was awash with stars. He stared into the night, thinking of Kovu's eyes, not the eyes of a beast, but those of a soul that remembered kindness. David smiled. Tomorrow he would go back to the savannah. He would patrol. He would protect. And he would walk with the silent trust that nature never forgets kindness. This story reminds us that every act of kindness, no matter how small, can echo through the wild in ways we never imagine. David saved a life, and in his darkest hour, that life saved him. It's a powerful reminder that nature remembers. If you believe in the bond between humans and wildlife, in stories that inspire and protect our planet, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us as we continue to explore the wonders of the wild, one story at a time.